Welcome back. So this is the Suit of Materials from the Muses Tarot, which is the suit of pentacles or coins in a traditional tarot deck. As I have been going through each suit and just looking at the cards and really just kind of connecting with the imagery and the artwork, it has been a really beautiful process that has made me really appreciate the Muse Tarot so much more. The Light Seers, of course, is my favorite, but the Muse does not disappoint. The way the intention of the deck was really infused into the artwork is just absolutely beautiful. And that's why I really like to take the time to get to know my deck and to work with the deck for a long period of time, because it just opens up the door to magic. So as I do this, I'm going to take a peek at the guidebook and just see any other parallels, things that may come up. I love when like the guidebook or, expands on the art or just shares some more insights as I look at the cards. So here is the Ace of Materials. And I really love this because it's almost like being at one with whatever it is that you're manifesting. This feels like a very receptive state where it's, even though like Pentacles is like, I guess more of an, well, it could be seen as an active suit, though I'm thinking about Earth is more of a receptive energy. It feels like being open to receive. And the way that this like portal kind of looks like a GPS pinpoint. It's like now, right here, the present, this is where this thing is happening. This also feels like magic, like root work with the earthy energies, the wand. I love all of the beautiful flowers in this card. When I look at this particular suit, this particular card, it reminds me of like air, a fire, and water, like all coming together. So it's like all the elements have gathered here in order for that thing to manifest or to occur. So I think this is a very subtle but beautiful card that really just speaks to the magic of manifesting. And I love that this suit uses roses. So we've got the Two of Materials, and it's really beautiful. I like here she is balancing on a diamond, which of course is not easy work because it is a pointed end. So there's always that teeter-tottering, not to mention that she's in the center of a rose, which is a soft thing. So I think this is really beautiful. And also notice that it's in the clouds. So it's almost like this dance that's happening physically, but also, internally within our thoughts and, the decision-making process. But here she's making it look easy. This reminds me for some reason like of cheerleading, being your own cheerleader, and then having all of these different options. So, at any time she may choose to pick up a different rose and put another rose down. But also just knowing there's always things that are going to be happening while you're focusing on what matters most, and kind of like being okay with that without getting overwhelmed. So I feel like this really speaks to prioritizing the delicate dance that we do every day, that takes like subtle shifts to keep things going. Well, sometimes they're subtle, sometimes they're not, but yeah. So there is the Two of Materials. The Three of Materials, I really, really love this because to me, this looks like one big braid. Like everybody got together and put their ideas, their energies, their intentions into it and wove it all together into this one thread. And so that's what I see when I look at this. Maybe it's a road or a path or whatever, but everything is interwoven. And it speaks to harmony, working together, building together, creating together, being as a one in that process. Because if one person gets up or is off, then this would not be as smooth as it is. It would fall apart, things of that nature. So it really speaks to building with your community, with your tribe, and being able to support one another. One of the things that I picked up with this deck too, I really love how it's heavily feminine energy. The energy of this deck in comparison to like a traditional Rider-Waite deck, there is a stark difference, and it's so amazing how you can pick up on the different energies between the decks. Whereas in the Three of Pentacles, and I wish I had it with me, I'm not going to pull it out though right now, you know, it shows them like chiseling away at the archway or whatever, and you've got people looking on. Like, it's so awesome to see how different cards express the energy of that card. And I really love the softer way of this is us working together. Like, of course it's going to take effort, but it doesn't have to be like hard. We don't have to push. There's an element of like rest, like, okay, this is what we've done. Let's reassess and see where we can go now. Like, where's this taking us? And then you can see like spirit, right? Like divine helpers in the background also, you know, pitching in and infusing things. So I think that's really gorgeous. I love how Chrisanne in her deck, she always has these little whispers of spirit that are in the cards. So here we have the Four of Materials. I like this so much. And one of the things that stuck out the most was the camel. And so we know that camels can store water in their hump, and they can go for a long period of time because they have that inner reserve. So that really speaks to the energy of the Four of Materials, the Four of Pentacles, which is about like that security and safety. And I've sensed this here, but one of the things I noticed too is in the other, like a traditional Rider-Waite, like she's got the pentacle here, like really holding on to it tightly. And in this case, it's more of like an openness, but still kind of like, okay, am I okay? Can I fully like open up? She's clutching what I think is like a purse, and you can see there's more like blessings like coming down and things like that. So even though something is leaving, there's something else coming back in. So I think this speaks of trusting in abundance, right? Trusting that you will always be provided for, but while also taking care of yourself. Like, look at her, she's done up, she's looking good. And so it's like, I can treat myself. Making sure that you take care of yourself like is an act of abundance anyways. And knowing that when you do take care of yourself, spirit also takes care of you. So there's that balance that comes in there as well. But I really love that it doesn't come off to me as like the energy of scarcity or neediness. It's more of a awareness. But like with the camel, like that to me is just a sign that like spirit's always got a way. There's always something in reserve. No matter what, I'm going to be taken care of. So I thought this was a beautiful way to depict this card. The Five of Materials, I really think this is beautiful. So we see here, like there's the divine, the hand of the muse, who's kind of like trying to nudge this person into what looks like, I don't know, like, I'll say like the doors of abundance, because it's like a golden hall. And you can see like all the energy just flowing around. And there they are, like covered in a sheet, just curled up in fetal position, not knowing that all they have to do is just turn their head, just look and take a few steps, and they will be right there in that hall. And I also like too, like you can't really see all of the flooring. So it looks like they're on this ledge, and if they move, like they're gonna fall into the abyss, but really all they have to do is cross over what is unknown and walk into the beautiful golden archways of abundance. So it's like right there. And this to me is a reminder that like we're always being guided towards more, towards expansion, towards abundance. And sometimes we'd be in our comfortable discomfort and we're just like, you know what? I don't know. I'm going to stay here because this is what I know. And what I thought was really interesting is that she's covered in this white sheet. I'm assuming there's nothing under there, or let's just say it's a gown, but like, how vulnerable is that? Like, there's this feeling of vulnerability, like the only thing you have is a sheet covering you, and you're on this cold, hard surface, and it's almost like you have to listen to the whispers, like the whispers of spirit is like almost beckoning you, like, just go, just look, just get up. It's right there, but you have to be willing to see it. You have to be willing to get up. You have to be willing to take an action to move out of this energy. And look how beautiful it is. Like right after all of this, like when you walk through here, look at the bliss and the blessings. So I love this 6 of material. First of all the roses I'm just here for. I love the hair, the dresses, the roses, but just look at all the blessings. And I love that this is a mirror image of her like giving and receiving to herself. Because if we think about it, right, we are all mirrors. So when we see the hungry or homeless person and we stop and we give to them, we're giving to ourselves. And so it's always a, you know, beautiful selfless act when we can share with someone else, when we are blessed to be able to share, because when we give, we also receive. And it's just this beautiful dance. And I think this card just mirrors that so beautifully. And I just love all of the roses. I really do. Like there's just, they make me happy looking at this suit, especially like with pentacles, because usually like when we think about pentacles or money, like it's hard. It's a hard, like it's cold. But like when we think about roses and how they bloom and how they blossom and the cycle of life that they go through, it's just a softer way of looking at our material world, our bodies, our money, our resources, the things that we value. It's like I said, the subtle differences of just exchanging like pentacles for rosebuds and blossoms, it just makes a magnificent difference. And I noticed like in some cards, like we'll see like certain backgrounds repeat. Like here we have in the 4 of materials, that same kind of background there. So I feel like there's like little connection points in the cards as well. So here we have 7 of materials, and I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like she's walking through this portal, beautiful flowers all around, mind you. I just love the way this green background, and then you've got the black and white stripes, and then the pink, it's just gorgeous. Okay. But what I like about this, like when I saw these like trails, it made me think of like leaving breadcrumbs. So it's like, you know you're following the right path because you could see the blooms along the way. And she's holding on to a bouquet. So it looks like she could be a bridesmaid, maybe a bride or something like that, walking through a threshold, going on this journey. And you can see there like her boot is like unlaced. And so she's stopping to like tend to herself, to tend to whatever she needs so that she can continue on. Whereas in a traditional deck, you can see the farmer with the hoe, and he's looking at the bushes and was just kind of leaning on it. But it's, again, there's like monitoring progress. Like, okay, I've made it this far. What do I need to continue? Do I need to pivot? I've made another milestone along my journey. Like these are the things that I've picked up along the way. Like it feels so good. It's like you're making progress along, the path to manifestation. And yeah, sometimes you need to take a break. Sometimes you need to recalibrate. You need to check in, but you lace up your boots and you keep on going. And so here we have the 8 of materials. I like this because this feels so much like me doing so many different things. Like, I like that this embodies our ability to have, multiple interests, multiple passions, to multitask, to manage different projects and different aspects of our lives, and for them to all be fruitful. And if you notice, like, her hands, there's different stages of things, and it looks like, I love that these are like yo-yos, because it's like, even if you let it go, it's gonna come back, right? And so there's like these different phases of life, different cycles of projects, so it might, like, and I know, like, so maybe looking at whichever hand like draws to you the most, and it looks like she's gonna like toss this rose out. So it might be like, okay, there's something that I'm working on that's not working, so I need to put this down, or just, get rid of it altogether. So that was something that I noticed in looking at the cards, is like what hands were doing what, which one really drew to me. And I like that all of these arms, you can see, are tattooed, and this side is not. So I thought that was interesting as well. So she has a sleeve on one of her arms. But I think this just speaks to our power and ability to do many things and be successful and watch them grow and blossom. And the more that we do these things, and it could be that she's like moving through, practicing with her sacred yo-yo or whatever, and like learning as she goes, like perfecting different tips and tricks along the way as well. So that was something else that came up. But I love this, so beautiful. And there's some mini arms, reminds me of, I want to say, Goddess Lakshmi, who is the goddess of abundance. So that would resonate. I don't know, however, let me see if she says. Oh, okay. So this talks about whittling destiny. She spins her roses with proficiency of a master weaver, stringing together their beauty and her craftsmanship in a tale of success and satisfaction. Finding flow in work and taking pride in the task is the life and breath of this muse. She helps seekers stay the course as they persist and persevere in order to build the skills they need. Your body of experience will be necessary to live the life of your dreams. Your consistency and your patience matter. Your efforts, your mastery, and your hard work matter. Every time you seek to improve your creation, it matters. Continue to build and expand. I love that. I needed that message. Don't know about you, but I needed that message. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The 9 of materials, the first thing that I saw was how she is the background, and it's in the spiral, like there's the spiral, right? We know everything is spiralic, there's cyclical. So I feel like this is just endless joy, endless blessings. And it reminds me, because she is like the background and the background is her, of like being one with creation. So how can we not, manifest what it is that we desire? How can we not be successful when it is part of us, when we are innately, it is our divine birthright to be abundant, to live what I like to call abundantly ever after. So when I see this, this is just, to me, ultimate joy, being showered with gifts, with blessings, with abundance, with good health, good fortune, and recognizing that you, like, when you're in the state where you know that everything is divine creation, and you just know that you are connected to all that. Oh, I like how that matches my color. It's so funny. I decided to do pink on my nails this time, where normally I've been doing like black or gold or blue or something like that. So ha ha ha. Anyways, but yeah, I think this is just so beautiful. So beautiful. And it's like, it keeps going. Like, there's always going to be a cycle of abundance. For some reason, this makes me think of the Wheel of Fortune as well. But just, yeah, endless joy and abundance. Very beautiful. 10 of materials. This feels very ancestral with the people in the muted tones. And it's just like spirit your ancestors, your guides, they are all like surrounding you, protecting your dreams, helping you manifest your vision. I think this is absolutely beautiful. So this to me too, and I like that, like there's all different types of people. There are children, different ethnicities and things like that. So it just feels very much like community, and community coming together to work for a common goal, to protect what matters, to care for Mother Earth. That's something else that's coming up here, especially with Earth Day coming right around the corner. I just think this is a very beautiful depiction of the 10 of materials. I love that it is like a super strong rose bush with multiple colors of roses on it that just really represents to me like unity and abundance blossoming. And then here we have the page of materials. Listen, so first of all, this dress is gorgeous, but it's almost like the divine transferring a download, like getting the idea or the inspiration, the inkling of your manifestation, something like that when I look at this particular card. The Knight of Materials, this beautiful succulent, love it, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I think all of the knights in this deck were like horses. I thought that was really beautiful because they move pretty quickly. Then we have the Queen of Materials. I like how she's kind of looking back like at herself, and even like she's gazing towards the past. So it's like, yeah, look what I've done. Look what I've accomplished. Look at everything that I've created. Like, this is really awesome. So yeah, we've got the Queen of Materials. I think I will sit down with the court cards and kind of dissect them a little bit more. And then we have the Muse of Materials. So she's walking down a bridge. You can see the two muses on either side. And you've got two apple trees. I don't know why like Garden of Eden came up. There's a beautiful forest that she's walking through. You can kind of see the canopy there. There's trees on either side. And it's like you're just walking into bliss. Yeah, that's really beautiful. I love these Muse cards. So yeah, I want to go back through and spend more time with the court cards to get to know them better, understand the way that the artwork and the expression of the muse and creativity through the court cards. So that wraps up the Suit of Materials from Chris Ann's Muse Tarot. It is a phenomenal deck. The Muse initially was published as an indie deck, and that I think came out at the same time with the Light Seers, and I did not back them at that time because I think they were on Kickstarter, and I regret it because they're gorgeous. I love the colored cardstock core and just the quality, and they're fantastic. But I'm super grateful to be able to have a copy of the decks anyway, because they are gorgeous, they're beautiful, and it's been a dream to work with these cards again. So yeah, that is the Muse Tarot, and I will be back, I don't know when, but hopefully soon, to go through the court cards of this deck as well. I will see you next time. Peace.